Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the 77th review of Chew Reviews playlist. That is the original Chew Reviews playlist, not Chew Review Part 2. This is the original playlist because I have yet to review this product. So this is the first new entry onto this playlist in at least 2 years. This is Warren County Twist. It is a product of the American Snuff Company today. All right. So what you're seeing here is what I am guessing they are terming a large twist. It is in the standard packaging. The only time a twist really steps outside of something like this is maybe Cumberland, which is in sort of a foil pack. So we are going to be taking this over to the desk. I'm going to try to show you the manufacturer's information. It's going to be hard to see due to where it is on the packaging, which is basically right here, and also just because of the material itself. At the end, or the last 20 seconds of this review, there will be this playlist popping up and another review from it. So let's take it over to the desk and see what the packaging and the product inside looks like. This is Warren County Twist. Okay, and here we are. Let's get a little more light on there, but you know what? I'm not going to... This packaging is hard to deal with from a review video perspective, just because... just the nature of the product in the packaging and the packaging itself. So it's usually in this light cellophane. There's a seam up top, there is a seam down bottom, and then there's a seam along the back side that you will see. But not only that, but because of the warning labels and whatnot, the print of it or the branding of it is always slightly offset. So in this case, it's slightly that way, even though I got the seams lined up top and bottom. It's slightly going that way. All right. So one twist, they're not saying large or, regular, just one twist. That's all they're saying. This is an important bit, but you know what? I will save it till we get to the back so you can see the product better. I'm going to test the product before I even open the bag. You got the warning down there. And this is a part of the reason why the packaging's offset. So they can put another long warning label sort of on the back, but sort of, I can't even figure out half the time why they do what they're doing. There's a seam down the back. Now, this is important, this part right here. And I also want to say, I was going to save it until we went back up top, but now I'm like, this product was sourced for me by Brandon Renner. So if you see him in the comments section, say thank you, because he's the only person I know that's ever found this. So this is what we're going to do before we look at the manufacturer's information. If you can see it in there, I'm showing you now because this is what you want to do before you get the pouch open. So this is the pig's tail coming up, and it's opening up here. And that's the top. Can you do that? And does it bounce back? That's it. This is by nature a drier product, so you're always going to have some shake going on it. Just the way it's twisted and whatnot will cause that. But can you squeeze the loop, and will it bounce back afterwards? This bag's holding a little bit of air. The product seems good inside, and we will move around. So 100% U.S. tobacco, sale only allowed in the United States. Some sort of date, which is saying 22, but that's an AG2. That, don't worry about. This is all we're worried about. Because when you see this product out, you're going to see that how long it's been in this bag really does not matter. Manufactured by American Snuff Company, LLC of Memphis, Tennessee. So obviously it is pre-moved to Clarksville. And there is their stamp. Okay, with that, we are going to cut it open because I'm saving the bag. Got the old tobacco scissors out here. I haven't used these for a while. we are going to cut through that, and we will pull it out. There is shake coming off just pulling it out, and that's what you're looking at. And that is an absolute massive loop. This thing is absolutely massive, but if I pull some of this off, now a lot of you that are not familiar with this type of product will be saying, yeah, that looks super dry. That is super dry. And it's supposed to be that way. Okay? I don't know how else to say it. These are usually natural or non-treated, and they tend to be drier. Now, that said, it's not so dry that when I do that, it starts breaking apart. Okay? It's pliable. I've done it so many times now, it's sort of starting to resist coming back. Okay? This looks good. This is what you want. Now, if you pull off a piece like I just did and try to bend it and it just breaks in half or just comes apart or starts like shattering, then older. And this is all important when you're dealing with this type of product because it doesn't have a large market base. There's not a lot of people that are still using this stuff. And if anything disappears first, I would say probably Twist is going to be the first one to go. All right? So that is that. Now, I'm not going to untwist this. They have done a knot with the two ends itself. Sometimes some companies in the past have used a very small extra twist of tobacco, almost made into like a string rope type thing that they use to tie it. They don't seem to have done that with this. It's looped in on itself. This is the best part and what I usually review, but this thing is so ridiculously large. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that with these scissors, so we're going to try. Oh, boy. That, and I don't know how much to cut off. Like, oh, sorry, scissors. I am sorry. That's the shake that came out of the bag, actually. It's not really splintering too much, so that's good. Okay, now the stuff you're seeing is what's coming out, and that's what you got inside. All right. So I'm not going to make you suffer through me cutting the second bit of this. We are going to take it back up top. I'll do that during the pause, and we'll move on. Back in a second. Okay, so here we are. This is what I've cut out of that. All right? What you have smell-wise is a non-treated, plain Jane, nothing on, no molasses, nothing. Smell of tobacco, broad leaf tobacco. All right, it's not going to be like dip. There's no baking soda or salt added, nothing like that. The selling point for this, or let's do the drawbacks first. The drawback is that this is a very old-timey product that most modern smokeless tobacco users, it's not going to be for them. It's just not. And it's not trying to be for them. It tends to be dry. It's not sweetened. Because it's not sweetened, the reason why they sweeten chewing tobacco, because tobacco leaf is sort of bitter by its nature. The selling point for this stuff, is that it's got, for chewing tobacco, for non-dip chewing tobacco, in my experience, I haven't put this in my mouth yet, it's got a lot of nicotine. Like a lot. Like you can get tongue feel going on. All right. So with that, I'm going to throw this in because now it looks like loose leaf. Now that I went through that, scissors are not the way to go with that one. Just throwing that out there now. And you know what? This is probably way too much. So I'm going to take some of the binder off. And I am going to pause it again because this stuff is dry enough to a point where it takes a little while to get it into a usable. You got to wet it basically. Back in a moment. Okay, so we're back. I was gone for a couple minutes. It's wet now. It's starting to form. Wherever the juice of it gets in your mouth, you will get a slight feel, slight zing. Not a wintergreen burn like from Dip or anything like that, but you will get a little bit of mouthfeel. The nicotine is there. With this product, like all the other twists I've done, and there's a lot on this playlist, the flavor is not going to be to modern taste whatsoever. That it just don't even look at this like that. Nicotine is there though. The product once wet, and this is important, once sufficiently wet in your cheek, can be outright chewed. You can gnaw away at this all you want. Don't do it until it's significantly wet because you will break it down because of how it's drier. All right. Nicotine is the highest you're going to get with this product, and a lot of the other ones too. You're going to get with any broadleaf chewing tobacco. Am I saying it's higher than Kodiak Wintergreen? No, I am not. But this product right now, Warren County Twist, is probably got more nicotine in it than any loose leaf chew that comes in a pouch. I can feel it. I can feel it on the top of the roof of my mouth. It's on my tongue. Don't feel so much in the cheek, per se. You feel a little bit back where your jaw meets your upper. This is something that, this is the selling point for this stuff. The drawbacks are the taste and the fact that it's hard to find product in good condition like this, if you can find product at all. The upside is the nicotine level, all right? And a selling point, or why I would tell you to at least try it, is that if this stuff doesn't start getting bought, it's going to disappear. Now, there are certain, not certain as in more than one, a certain area that it will probably live on. And that would be Appalachia, Eastern Tennessee, Eastern Kentucky, which is where it's prevalent or more prevalent or still holding on at. Outside of that, though, now the larger companies may cut their losses at some point, like American Snuff Company, and pull out altogether. I don't see that being able to be stopped. R.C. Owen, though, is a small company that only basically does twists. There's a whole bunch of reviews on this playlist that's going to be popping up at the end. They have limited reach in the country, but they're still fully invested, partly because it's the only thing they do. And if you ever run into it and it seems like it's okay, or you can rehab or whatnot, give it a try. Okay? This is like, I believe, an earlier form of chewing tobacco than even plug. Okay? And plug's pretty darn old. So, all in all, a lot of people aren't going to like this. And this twist in particular was pretty expensive. But this twist is also absolutely huge. And that part I cut off it, I basically just cut that in half to get what's in my mouth now. Now, It's just pure tobacco. But pure tobacco does tend to be bitter. So keep that in mind. But as far as if you found product and it wasn't usable, it wasn't doing the bounce back, I believe, I talked to somebody, I have not done this myself, but I am sure of the source that it can be rehydrated. Usually not good idea in the bags they come in, but I believe he was saying that he removes the product from the cellophane, puts it in a Ziploc that is, somewhere in line with the size of the twist, and terracotta stones. You may have to do it for a bit of a prolonged period, like multiple times, but it brings it back. There's nothing really to go bad with the product. That's the upside of not having like molasses and other ingredients. It's just dry leaf, and you can regulate how dry it is if you want. So throwing that out there. Again, I always have come at these like, this is something that's going to disappear if it's not being bought. And that's why I don't like any aspect from a historical aspect. I don't like the idea of things disappearing. Are things going to disappear? More than likely. Do I have enough subscribers to stop them from No, I do not. But I would be remiss if I didn't throw that out there. So this is a good showing, as expected. Product I was surprised was in the shape it was in. Pleasantly surprised. And I will not get rid of this. I will actually be chewing this for the next couple days, off and on. Mind you, I have acquired a taste or an appreciation for the taste of this through all the reviews. When I first did the first review of this, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Anyway, this has been my review of Warren County Twist Chewing Tobacco Classic from the American Snuff Company. I do thank you for watching. I do hope you all are well. As always, do take care of yourselves, and God bless. And Brandon Renner, thank you. Quick add-on, I believe this size twist was running at about $20. RCO and twists, you can get much smaller ones that I believe had been, ran the 10 range. With that, gentlemen, do take care of yourselves, and God bless.